What's going on, you guys? I hope everyone's doing well. You can see the garage is open. We are having a garage sale. So once in a while, my dad wants to sell a bunch of stuff, which is pretty rare. He likes keeping everything, so take this opportunity to buy it. So before we go into it and start selling stuff, I want to let you guys know that I'll leave my dad's email down below. You'll email him, and then you guys will go back and forth on what you want. We're gonna have to figure out where you guys live, and then we'll ship it off to you. And we're gonna be using this website called Pirate Ship. It calculates the cheapest shipping available, so we'll go through that. We'll be pretty fair, and we'll tell you how much it is. You guys figure it out, and then he'll send it off to you. So let's get in there and let's sell some stuff. This is my dad. He has a lot of junk, but we're gonna be selling some of it today, so let's get to it. All right, where are we going for the first item?
Let's talk about this intake manifold. It's off the Starliner. It's a 352 two-barrel intake.
And it weighs like 75 pounds.
Yeah, it's super. It would have to be pickup only. $25 if you want to come get it in Burbank somewhere.
We just don't want it.
Yeah, I just don't have any space for it. All right, so then next we'll talk about these Johnny Lightning Wacky Winners. They came out in the 90s. It's a little dusty, but it's mint in box. Do $25 on it plus shipping.
All right.
There's a can of Schwinn spray paint with the cool dragster on it. I mean, it's not in great condition, but
Vintage.
It's a cool thing, yeah. Then there's a bug and tar sap remover. And actually, there's a lot in there, but just for display only. This is another pretty worked over spray paint can, but cool graphics. So this is vinyl top wax, cool packaging from the 70s or 80s. And then it's a battery refiller for, I believe, for water you'd keep in there like at a gas station.
It's very useful.
Yep, I don't know about nowadays, but it was. So anyway, for these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items there.
For display?
For display only, I'd take $35 for those, plus shipping.
What a bargain.
Yes, and then there's 2 little items. It's a new old stock pulley, I believe, for equipment. And this will come combined with this cool old shifter knob in new old stock packaging.
Awesome.
So those 2 items would be $25 plus shipping.
All right, well, stop saying plus shipping. We'll deal with that when they email us.
Okay.
But yeah, whatever price you say is just for whatever it is, and then additional shipping after that.
We have a cool Von Dutch pinstriped shirt. It's called Harvey Shaken by Crossbreeding. It's a medium, and this was done like right when Von Dutch died. I don't know who put them out, but somebody sold them.
It might be a tighter fitting medium though, right?
Yeah, it's like, from the 90s or whatever. It's older.
All right, how much?
On this, I do 40.
All right.
This is a pretty rare item here. This is a Robert Williams t-shirt for one of his shows, which is called American Philistine. That was at La Luz de Jesus in the 80s. So this one's a large.
But it's honestly probably a medium. It's really tight.
Yeah, but it's brand new. So this I would want $65.
All right. Thanks.
So this whole setup, they're called Showman's manuals, but these are mainly, the 3 of them are B movies. This is what would be sent out to the press for like newspapers and ads and stuff like that. So there'd be information. This one's for the deadly mantis. So, there'd be all kinds of information. And then these ads you would cut out and then they would paste up into a newspaper or whatever publication they were doing. So we have that one for deadly mantis. This one's for the drag strip girl in Rock All Night. And this one has a cool piece on the inside. Whoops.
What year do you think this is?
Late 50s.
Pretty cool.
And then I think on the back there's something pretty neat.
So how much for both?
Well, here, look.
Oh.
There's some cool stuff. Hot rods and rock and roll. So those 2, and this one, which is for the Incredible Shrinking Man. So I want $60 for these.
All right.
And I'll throw in a Guar tape, which is a crazy monster-looking band, if you've never heard of them. This is a VHS.
If you have one of those.
If you have one of those, yeah. All right, so then there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Johnny Lightning reissue cars from, I believe those were late 80s or early 90s. $30 for these 4 cars.
All right, cool. Let's go to these.
Okay, and these are Johnny Lightning's dragsters, but they're actually funny cars. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, those are from the first series, and this guy is a 5th series one. They're all super famous, like funny cars. I guess that would be $35 for all those.
All right, cool. And then for everything you guys buy, I'll include one of these stickers. Just let me know if you want one of the stang or the shifter. I'll throw in one of those.
Right here, it's an old socket set. I don't know if everything's in there, but the graphics are cool. It's probably from the 70s or the 80s. Want $20 for that.
$20.
All right, so this
Heavy book.
it's the Art of Imagination. It's super cool.
So it's all old science fiction?
Yeah. I think, some of it's newer and some of it's old, but it's a really nice book, reference book. I'll
So
take
how much?
$30 on that.
Wow.
But it's going to be, it's like a brick.
So it's going to cost a lot to ship.
It's going to cost a lot to ship. And then right here, this is a brand new old stock from the last like 5 years, I think. Duster's California Locos board. Here's a little bottle opener. So you can tell it's never been ridden. Pretty neat piece.
You're not going to ride this. This is like an art piece, right? You're going to put it on the wall or something?
You could ride it, but anyway, it's a complete board, and I take $80 for this.
$80. Let's look at these model kits.
Okay, so this one, this is super cool AMT packaging. It says the Dodge topless pickup, but it's the Dodge Diora in a different packaging. And this is original issue. It's been built or partially built. You can see inside. And I don't know if all the parts are here or not, but it's a cool box. So I'd take $50 for this one.
All right, $50.
This is a Harry Bradley, the designer. He did like 3 or 4 chopper kits back in the 70s. And for MPC, this thing's new old stock, not perfect, but you can see inside it's never been built. It's awesome.
3-person bike.
Yeah, I would take $45 on this.
45.
This is a super cool, pretty rare Triumph 1/8 scale drag bike by Revel.
Cool
It's
kit.
a really cool kit. I haven't counted all the parts, but somebody started it, I guess. Just the wheels,
All right, so how much?
$100.
$100. God, you have a lot of stuff.
I know. This one is a reissue of Angel Fink Ed Roth kit. It's new old stock.
All right, how much?
$20.
$20.
$20. All right, here's Roth's Outlaw. It's a reissue of the original packaging. So this guy, I want $25.
25.
And then Ed Roth's Dragnut, Revel, the monster kit.
That one's a classic.
Yep, $20.
Cool.
Right here, we got Mother's Worry. This guy is still sealed. I take 20 on that one.
Cool.
This is pretty much the exact art reissue of the Mysterion by Revel, Ed Roth. $20 on that.
Cool.
This is probably the coolest one. Beatnik Bandit by Ed Roth, reissue of the original art, box art, and this would be 25.
Cool.
This was like a super rare kit until they reissued it. It's Outlaw with Robin Hood Fink, which is kind of a cartoony version of the Outlaw kit with a monster. So on this guy, I'd do 25. Here we have a medium Galpin Car Show shirt.
2018.
Yep, I did the art for it. I'd take $10 for that. This is a Kevin Olson race car shirt. It's a sprint car. He's an old racer. It's a large, never worn. Turn it around.
How much?
20 on that one.
$20. What is this one?
This is like, I don't know how old this is, but it's probably from the 70s or 80s.
Vintage?
It's new old stock. And I don't know if it's a band or a motorcycle club.
So if it's a large, it's probably going to be like a medium in today's. Or even
Yeah, for
small.
sure. It's little.
People were smaller back then.
Yeah. So anyway, this I want $60 for. This is the back of it. It's a Bonneville 1984. I want 40 for that.
$40.
So this is Robert Williams van collab. I think this was washed a couple of times. It's an XL, but nothing on the back. Image on the front. It's Coochie Cootie. Pretty neat shirt. 25.
25.
Recently, I went back to my old workplace, Tornado Design, which is now Tornado Creative. We did the Von Dutch project together, and I worked on the Rat Fink book when I was there. So anyway, this is an uncut cover sheet. Well, I did it with him. I did the design work. I think Al did the cover. But anyway, this is like, it's on this cool paper that's like pearlescent. So that's like what the book looked like when it was done. So anyway, this is an uncut sheet for the cover. It's press proof. So want $30 for that. Some of this money is obviously going to Tornado because we did this stuff together. Then when we were going through everything there, we found a bunch of posters from the Von Dutch show that was at Cal State Northridge in 2002 that we all co-curated. And this is like Barry Feinstein photo, probably the coolest garage shot you've ever seen. I'd say we'd sell like 5 of them for $50. Here's a bunch of Mars Attacks toys. The movie is based on a trading card set from the 50s. It's all never been played with, but the batteries are dead, but these brains light up, and it's pretty cool. This one, I don't know what happened, but the plastic got discolored, or I don't know, maybe it could be buffed off, but this one's dusty. This is the Spaceship, which is really neat.
And you just bought a bunch of these when it came out?
Yeah, a bunch of my friends, everybody was buying them. Like this thing, this girl version, this thing was so hard to find. People were paying like hundreds of dollars for it when it first came out. because they were really hard to find because they just came like one in a case with all the other ones. So this guy, I think his helmet's kind of, or not helmet, the dome is kind of turned on that, but like it might be able to be polished out.
Batteries, is that right?
Yeah, I think so. He talks when you press the button, but
just not new battery.
New battery. So for all this Mars Attack stuff, I want $120.
Sounds very cheap.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
My grandpa was a Shriner. We would always go to the Shriner Circus. I have a bunch of these, but these are 2 hats. This was a patch for the 1971 year, and this is like a tie clip.
Fancy.
Yep, and then this is a cool little keychain. Now, some of these, like that, I think that one's okay, but these are all, they're all Shriner pins, but they're kind of discolored. They might be able to be cleaned up. This is from a cruise ship keychain. This is all my grandpa's stuff. These are iron-on little Mr. Peanuts. This is a cool vintage pin, Mr. Peanut, and these are Shriner pins. So for all that stuff, I do $45.
All right. It never ends, you guys. Yeah. He could actually sell a lot more, but we got to restrict what we're doing. All right, what's next?
This is a package deal for these books. So this is for 2005 auction, but there's 2 books or 3 books. They're a really good reference. This, the Monterey Sports and Classic Car Auction. This is an older, I don't remember what year that came out, Street Rodder's Handbook. It's got to be the 80s, I would think. And then this is a 1932 Ford Street Rods book. This is a cool book on hot rod memorabilia and collectibles. I have a copy of this too, but I had 2 of them. So, it's got everything from model kits to posters to plaques, you name it. And then this is an actual owner's manual.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, 1950 Pontiac, pretty brief thing.
Cool. How much?
All this, I want $50.
All right.
These 2 Beetlejuice toys from the movie Beetlejuice. This one, the plastic yellowed. I don't know what happened, but just with age that happens with these things. But so anyway, for both of these, the Phantom Flyer vehicle and this shish kebab Beetlejuice guy, I would take $45 for both of them.
All right.
So these are George Bear show rods by Johnny Lightning. And then with that, I'll give you this Johnny Lightning Wacky Winners tarantula in the copper color. And then also this Frankenstein Tom Taylor designed. This was a huge car back in the day. It's got, this one has a little bit of tear on the package. So I'd want $50 for all of them.
Cool.
So then here's a Hot Rod Racing Champions. This is a cool 32 Ford 5 window. These were pretty funny when they came out. Like a lot of these were based on a lot of my friends' cars. They look similar. Anyway.
Is there a duplicate?
Yeah, there's a duplicate. You get 2 of these tubs.
One for a friend.
Yeah, and then I like the Roadster's the best one. And then this was at the same time when these came out, Johnny Lightning's did something to compete with. And there was a whole series, but this one you get the T-bucket. And interesting fact or whatever is that the packaging of the car on there is one of the Chopper's cars that somebody shot a picture and they used on all of them. Burbank Chopper's car. Yeah.
All right, how much?
Okay, wait, hold on. This guy, you didn't see this one. This one's a nice high-end Hot Wheels adult collectible. 32 Ford Coupe. So $45 for all of them.
Cool.
These are 25th anniversary Hot Wheels. And then these 2, there's 2 different versions of the Purple Passion Merc. And then here's a Steve Caballero. This is in the last few years, skateboard Hot Wheel. So these I would want $30 for all of them. But actually these were sold separately. But this is like a dream car thing. And this is like what it's supposed to look like if it was found like, a barn find. And then this is like what it might have been like when it was first done. And these are Hot Wheels, like nice cars. So I'd want $20 for both of them. This is some kind of crazy Hot Wheels little motorcycle thing from the 80s or 90s. So $15 on that. When I was a kid, there was a show on TV, a cartoon called Wacky Races. I think in the 80s or 90s, a Japanese company put these out. They're cool, like, plastic models. So here's 3 of them. This one, the package is a little messed up. I want $50 for those. Here's Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse toys. These are like from the late 80s. That was a pretty cool kids show. So anyway, I want $35 for both of these. So here, this is the Lincoln Futura reissue from probably the 90s. I want $20 for this guy. This is the school bus. The school bus. This was reissued. This was a 70s kit like when I was a kid. And this is like the 80s or 90s reissue. I'll take $25 on that one.
Cool.
The Predicta, that is a reissue also in the original packaging. Pretty neat show rod. Take $20 on that.
$20.
Here's a Ford Starliner kit.
Stalker.
Yeah, that's a nice kit though. That's a mint in box. $20 on that. So the Woody, you can see a little note on there. I took, this kit came out in the 60s originally, and it had a Stingray bike that was 1/25th scale. Everything else is in there, like to make it into a truck or a Woody or whatever. So I take 20 on that. This is a Tester's airbrush.
It's got all the parts.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to have some kind of propellant canister or something.
So it doesn't have all the parts?
Well, I think you buy those, or I don't know exactly how it works, but we'll take $20 on this. These are 2 postcards for Schwinn shops. I take $15 for both of them.
Cool.
So right here we have, these are some open Hot Wheels, and I think this is a muscle machine. $10 for these guys. This is a Hot Wheel Happy Meal 32 Roadster.
I can't even see that, man. Oh, I see. It has the McDonald's on it.
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool toy.
Yeah, and then this is another Hot Wheels. And then I don't know what this was from. I think it was from another, it looks like a Corvette.
Did you get these at McDonald's?
Yeah, but I mean, I was an adult, but yeah. $10 for all 3. This is something in my collection that I don't really even understand where it came from, but these are like more modern cards from like the late, I think 1990-ish. So they're boxing trading cards. This is a really old like 1910 card. And this one is worth a lot of money, or I've seen it priced a lot. On the back, it has a stamp from like a store or something that probably devalues it a little bit. I do $110 for all these cards. These are toys that aren't really acceptable as much anymore. This is like a Hong Kong toy. Like back in the day, this is like probably like a cheaper toy. You would go into like Thrifties or whatever. And then these 2, well, there's only 1 dart. So I want $25 for the 3. Pew, pew.
Okay.
Here's a random different thing. Here's our...
For our watch collectors?
Yeah. These are 2 80s watches. This is probably from like the 40s or something.
All right, how much?
Take $50 for the 3 of them. This is Coupe. That's like a Japanese character for girls, but there's a little Von Dutch flying eyeball. There's a wiener for your antenna. Yeah. And then a jack. These were super hard to get for a long time. But anyway, $20 for these guys. This is on a heavier stock, and you can see it says second proof. So that's the second time that we looked at it. This was done when I worked at Tornado Design. So we got this sheet, and then this is, I don't know if it's a complete book, but it's like probably 95% to 100% of the book.
Go through it a little bit.
Yeah, so this is like, it's all the proofs of the book. So it's basically it's the book, but just not bound. It's kind of cool.
So how heavy is it? Oh.
It's pretty heavy.
So how much?
I guess on this one, because it'll probably be a lot to ship it, I do $50.
Okay.
So then over here, this is a whole stack of stuff, and it's different promotional items and magazines and stuff, Robert Williams and Ed Roth stuff. So this is this was a press kit for Tales of the Ratfink, and you can see I went and saw it when it first came out at a weird little screening room. So it's just all about the movie.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we get that. Then one of the projects I did at Tornado, actually this might have been done right when I was leaving, but it was a Ratfink book that came with a model. Mm-hmm. So this is an article in this magazine about that. And then this is when you bought the model kit book combo, you got this certification card. So as you see, since there's nothing with it, I wrote 0 there, so you can't fake it for some other kit. All right, so you get that. Then this is a juxtapose issue with Robert Williams on the cover, and then a pretty nice article.
Hot Rod Hoarder.
Yeah, and then this is actually when I was at Rod and Custom, I did this cover and the whole issue, and then I did, to help promote the book, I did an article on the art, and I did the layout on this and everything. Pretty happy with it.
This? Oh my God.
There's a lot more.
This all goes together?
Yeah. So then this is a Garage Magazine with an article on the Roth family. Mm-hmm. And then...
It's a lot of education.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So you get Burnout 10th anniversary issue with my aunt and uncle right there, Suzanne and Bob Williams. This is a little sheet on Ed Newton, This is one of the Roth kids. That's a little card about their car. And then some of the cooler, rarer items. Well, okay, you get this 2006 Art of Von Dutch calendar, which is really cool. It's out of date.
That?
Yeah, I did this with Tornado.
It's more of a display thing.
Display thing, yeah. And then there's all these little items that'll come with that pack. So you get this Robert Williams sticker from the Otis Parsons show. Actually, it's not Otis Parsons, just Otis School, 2005. That was Appetite for Destruction. That was on the Guns N' Roses cover. This is one of my aunt's paintings. This was the book from the Brucker auction, like a little sampling of Von Dutch and all kinds of cool art. And then this was, Tornado did this when I wasn't there for the Roth show that was at the Peterson.
So this is everything? In this?
All that stuff.
How much? That's a lot.
$60.
What?
We have another stack like that, which is the Von Dutch calendar. This was like some magazines with articles about when we did the book. This was another run custom cover I did. And then I did a story about Von Dutch, so I wrote it and I laid it out about doing the book. So that was pretty cool. And then this is an article on the show at Cal State Northridge that we did. The Ed Newton piece that you saw previously. And then
It's never
a bunch. Oh, actually, there's this too. This is the review that was in Juxtapose on the book. And then this is a newspaper clipping about the show that was at Northridge. And all this stuff. You get, I don't even know how we came across these, but these are it's a little keychain. Crescent wrench, Von Dutch.
Cute.
Yep, little Robert Williams sticker. These are reproductions of Von Dutch's business card. Von Dutch stickers. Appetite for Destruction. Robert Williams card. Promotional cards for the book. Promotional cards for the calendar. Really nice little mini brochures we did for the art show. You saw this before. Another one of these with the 0 in it.
Can't fake it.
Yep. And then this was the card that we did for the Von Dutch show. Little envelope for Ed Roth book. Von Dutch sheet. The back's cool on that. Here's some more.
Okay, how much is
promo cards? And then this, $60.
Now is that it here?
Well, there's some other stuff over here if you want to look.
I don't know, man. How about the big finale?
Where is it? Oh, it's still covered up.
Well, do you want to reveal it?
Yeah, so I'm considering selling this apple crate project. Which,
so this is everything right here?
Yeah, it's the whole bike except for the rear tire and the cables, but the rest is in this box. But
how much?
I'm asking $1,200 for it, but I went through the whole bike and polished it down to the frame, and it's a pretty neat piece.
And then we won't say it, but one of our cars is going to be going up for sale soon.
Possibly. Ben wants me to sell it bad.
And then I'm thinking we'll put the money into the 32 and get that running.
Oh, there's one last thing.
Yes.
It's a Rosie the Riveter dish towel.
How much?
For this, I'd say $5. Or if you act quick and buy something, we'll throw it in
for free?
For free, the first person that mentions it.
So you're going to be processing all these transactions.
Yeah.
So basically, in the past, we've dealt with it where it's annoying where someone's like, "Oh, I'll buy it."
Yeah. So basically, like, if you say you want it, and then I give you a price,
and shipping,
if you got to pay within a day, or it'll go on to the next person.
Yeah, we can't just
because I can't just wait and wait and wait and wait, or and I'm going to take PayPal.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was pretty fun. As the cameraman, it was a long time holding my camera. It's overheating, so my hands are actually hot. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, if you're interested, let us know. There's a lot of cool stuff here, and he hardly gets rid of things, so act on it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I just want to let you guys know that I just came out with some new 4-speed merch. If you want to support me, I'll link it down below and check it out. And please subscribe for more content.